All right. The technical stand-up, again, from Inside Control. You will either arrive here with your elbow over top of your partner's foot, or you will arrive here with your thigh and rib cage over top of your partner's foot. Either way, we'll be using our elbow for base. So if I'm here and my elbow is just like on the mat, I will start to, out of the tension I've created to split Rory's legs, I will keep and we'll give you another angle in a second, I'll keep my left foot fairly wide here, and I'll start withdrawing my right leg, so I'll be leaning on my right elbow. Occasionally, you'll lose your balance, that's fine, don't let go of the leg. If I'm losing my balance, don't do this. They will stand up immediately. So it's totally fine as I shift from having my right foot be my outside edge of base to my right. As I shift this, if my elbow, like right now my elbow's not even touching the ground, I'm basically, it's not nice for but you will occasionally derive base from your partner's foot here. Again, the important thing is not to do this, because against a good opponent, they will withdraw their legs. So I want to have enough control here. This is sort of good here where my elbow's on the mat, but it can be on your partner's top of their foot. If you find that while you're doing this, you're just losing a little bit of balance, it's okay. Put your head on the ground. Back out a little bit, use your shoulder as a post. I'm still drawing Rory's legs to me, so there's a certain amount of tension, so try to pull your legs back here. This just shouldn't really work. And then I just progressively withdraw my back leg onto my knee into base, and I can technical stand up. So it doesn't matter whether you are on your elbow, your shoulder, or your head. We've talked about this elsewhere in technical stand-up videos. It's simply the act of creating a post to one side so that we can mobilize our hips and withdraw our rear leg into base. All right. So again, it could be, and if I've got a gi grip, it could just be this, because him circling his foot out now doesn't really matter. That's all we're trying to avoid. As long as he can't take this foot out, we're good. Base. Let's rotate around a little bit more here. There we go. I widen my base to my left as necessary while maintaining the tension on this leg. Same thing can happen here. If I neglect this and this leg pummels out, he can base switch, he can come up. So I'm maintaining the tension with my left shin against his knee pit. I'm closing my elbow against my hip, controlling the lever to his hip on my left, his right, externally rotating his hip to his right, maintaining pulling pressure here as I come into base with my right foot. This time I'm on my elbow. I continue to withdraw backwards, extending, as you can see, I'm drawing him to me, right? So we're always using that sort of action rather than just trying to come up and go forward, where we might get reversed at the end stage of the sweep, or we might complete the sweep and end up in the closed guard, which we really want to avoid.
Like in those circumstances where your posture is a little more leaned over,
you really don't want to go into the closed guard.
Yeah, because the building up, you actually start to withdraw away, and unless I'm extremely flexible, and even if I was, it's not effective jiu-jitsu, to try and lean forward and say wrap your head in some sort of a guillotine variation, like this is going to be really crappy. So if you drove forward, you kind of give me that.
Yeah, like if I go like this, oh shit.
Yeah.
But instead, I'm going away from him, and his attempt to come after me just gives me a guard pass. So it's like on so many levels, it's really important when we break this down into its like really constituent parts. It's so important to be pulling away as we technical stand up, so that we avoid, again and again, it's not that you will not complete the sweep. It's that you will complete the sweep and go right into a submission or go right into a really obnoxious guard.
Not a good thing. The one thing I wanted to stress one more time, and you covered it really well, is that tension on the other leg with the leg that's performing that technical stand-up. Rob, the whole time, like there's this uncomfortability that when Rob first gets into this position, like you should feel when your partner does this, that it's pretty uncomfortable because their shins are digging right into like your knee pits, the inside of your calves. They got grip here. If they're really bringing the elbows and forearms over top, it's going to be uncomfortable. This is really tight. And then as he starts to go into that technical stand-up, this tension never releases. Because as soon as this knee, what everyone ends up doing usually when they're first learning this, their knee dips.
Yeah.
And then, as Rob said, it's like now my ability to move to the inside, and I can start pushing away. This leg can free. My two options are mostly to hip switch and build up, or to kick all the way over
and build up,
and then try and run away.
And just to add like insult to injury, if you do this against a taller person, he'll just hop right to mount. Like you'll be like, whoa, oh shit, especially in the gi because of that grip. He can just pull
Yeah, so
himself
that's
on top.
training that stops my hip from moving in.
Yeah, so you can actually clown yourself pretty hard here if you fuck this up, which is true for a lot of
So
things.
this
but-
knee stays up above like the ankle here, and he can either externally rotate the hip a little bit, but once again, we want strong alignment on base here where the knee's just above the ankle, and really strong tension there, so I can't collapse the leg, because that'll be another option I try to do, is trying to push this leg in to defend this. No hope.